But also what I'm hearing there is this connection to community. First of all, was the community like under my roof, right?
Yeah.
And then on a deeper level, you also said what really needed to happen first was I needed to like actually hear what was in here. And so, you know, that's where I love this idea of like the community, first of all, starts with me. Right, the community is a reflection of the individual, so that's where I start. So that was clearly a big thing for you, as you said, man. To have some mates that you can sit down with and they can go, bruh, we've got some shit to look at, right? Because a lot of men don't have that, right? We have the surface level conversations and mates who we've got their backs, but we don't actually go to our depths. But then that clearly invited you to perhaps, you know, you use this word healing, and I know that's something that you're exploring in your latest release with your closing label. So can you talk us through that? What did that look like for you? You don't have to give us the nitty gritty of the healing stuff, but there was clearly some, I got to look inside here.
Yeah, well, like there's like, you know, like you obviously you got the surface stuff and you think, oh, I'm like this because of this. But in terms of healing is like, I'm probably still healing now. Like it's a journey. Like
it's a journey.
Never, you know what I mean? But like just from my personal experience, for me around healing, what I kind of mean is like the how can I say it? I guess the bad things that I was doing or the negative things that I was doing that affected not only myself but my close ones was actually going to the deep root of what my behaviors. So like you know, the roots of my behaviors, and that was through that was through counsel and stuff like that. And for me to be able to heal was to address that stuff. And there was stuff for me, mate, that I knew in my head I was going to take to the grave. No one knew about. But in order for me to actually heal, in order for me and my wife to be like, to grow, and like I thought we were high school sweethearts. I thought we knew each other, and like now our love and our connections on a whole deeper level because we're having these open conversations around stuff that I was going to take to the grave, you know, like, and she knew nothing about it. And it wasn't until I kind of just let my barriers down, bro, and that obviously vulnerability and trying to just take my armor off and just actually this is the real me. I was a little kid that was traumatized, and I just held on to that pain as a man, and I didn't realize I just mastered it. So for me, that healing was around addressing stuff in the past, the roots of my behaviors that kind of affected who I was in the past. And once I kind of did that, I'm still healing now, still on that journey, understanding it, but I feel like I'm a better person. My heart's at peace. Like my marriage and my family's like, we're in the place spot we could, you know, like I'm just honestly, bro, just grateful, man. And a lot of that had to do with my faith as well. Like a lot of that had to do with my faith and obviously, you know, like inner freedom, like and all that stuff.
Well,
so
when you use that language, like you take to my grave and armor, it doesn't really, you know, coincide with something like freedom, right? In a peace, they seem to kind of go away from each other, right? So we can convince ourselves that I'll get that, but I'm gonna still run this operation over here, right?
100%, man. Yeah. And like I found like obviously the journey and the testimony that I've been through, sharing it with other people, like I got to a time where I was comfortable in sharing a bit about the journey. Like, you know, like in the past, I probably wouldn't have shared this on the podcast, but I'm in a space where I can. But like sharing it with other people, sharing my testimony with other people and seeing their life, like, it's like kind of like conviction. They're like, holy shit, this dude's been, like they don't say it, but they're probably thinking, I've been through that. I have never addressed it. And I see this dude and I've been wondering why, like, what's he on? Like, you know, when you see people and you're like, fuck, I want some of that. Like, I want his, what the hell is he on? Yeah. And like, you know, the boys are like, now I know what it is. And I was like, yeah, the hardest thing is that you want it, but the things to do to get to that stage where you want that freedom and you want to be, it takes a lot of self-awareness, a lot of work, a lot of heart surgery, bro. Heart, mentally, it's, like you know, term. you know, it's you're in the storms.
Yeah, that's it,
but,
right? We want the good stuff, but we want to bypass the shit to get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't have to go through it, but got people like myself, we don't learn until we go through the storms.
That's it, right? And I think you're speaking to something pretty common and powerful there, right? For a lot of us guys, we look outward, right, and we see, right, oh yeah, okay, he's sweet, he's sorted, he's happy, life's good on the outside. And this is a common thing that I get when I speak to men, like so common. You might look at my life on the outside and think it's sweet, but on the inside it's not. It's this, and this. And that's such a common experience, but no one is voicing it. And so no one understands it's the case. So we keep running that mode, right? And the armor stays on. And I think it's beautiful and powerful for someone like yourself to lead with that. That's what leadership is. You know, what men are constantly waiting for is permission.
Yeah. And to be honest, bro, it's tough. Like, obviously you mentioned rugby, like a warrior sport. And then you've got the warrior and you're going into battle to smash guys physically. But then on the other side, you're this vulnerable guy that's trying to heal and emotion. And then the next week you have to play. So like my journey, I was like it kind of mentally was just like, I'm trying to be this vulnerable dude and sort myself out. But then I have to turn up and smash guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I got to a point where I was playing rugby games, bro, and I was like helping the guy out, my opponent. And my teammates would be like, what the hell are you up to, bro? Like, you know, like, because you know how you're supposed to hate the opposition. So that journey, that's how it kind of affected my career.
Yeah.
But now I've got tools and stuff like that where I can deal with that and my mind switch from being a warrior to when I switch off into being who I am.